The F-35 Lightning II is the most expensive weapon system in human history. American taxpayers are spending nearly $2 trillion on a single promise, the promise that this jet is invisible. But right now, in the South China Sea and on the borders of Eastern Europe, there are radars that claim they can see it as clearly as a commercial airliner. The terrifying part? The technology effectively making our stealth fleet obsolete isn't some futuristic quantum physics. It's based on radio waves from the 1940s. If these radars work, the United States hasn't just wasted $2 trillion. It has lost the ability to control the sky. So, how did a piece of technology older than color television just break the world's most advanced fighter jet? To understand why Pentagon generals are losing sleep, we first have to understand the magic trick of stealth. And it really is a trick. It's not a cloak of invisibility, it's a mirror. When a standard targeting radar shoots a beam at an F-35, the jet's specific geometry, those sharp angular edges you see on the wings and intakes, deflects that energy away. To the enemy radar, the sky looks empty. On a standard X-band radar, the kind used to lock on and shoot missiles, a massive F-15 Eagle looks like a barn door. An F-35 looks like a marble. This is what gives American pilots the doctrine of first look, first shot, first kill. They see you, you don't see them, you die. That is the doctrine the US Air Force has bet its entire future on. But that invisibility comes with a massive, physics-based catch. A catch that our rivals have spent the last 20 years exploiting. You see, stealth is optimized for high-frequency radar, tiny tight waves that bounce off those angled surfaces. But physics asks a dangerous question. What happens when you hit a stealth jet with a low-frequency wave? A wave that isn't tiny, but is physically as long as the jet's own tail fin? It's called resonance. When a radar wave matches the physical size of the aircraft's components, roughly 2 meters or larger, the stealth coating stops working. The shape stops deflecting. Instead, the entire tail fin acts like a dipole antenna. It absorbs the energy and broadcasts it back. The plane doesn't just reflect the signal, it glows. China's YLC-8B and Russia's Nebo-M radars are designed exactly for this. They blast the sky with massive VHF and UHF waves. They don't need to see a marble. Physics forces the F-35 to light up like a Christmas tree. Now, if you talk to Lockheed Martin or the US Air Force, they'll tell you there's nothing to worry about. They will point out the massive flaw in these anti-stealth radars. And they are right about one thing. VHF radar is terrible at precision. Imagine you are standing in a pitch-black room and you shine a very weak, wide-beam flashlight into the corner. You might see a shape. You know someone is standing there, but you can't see the buttons on their shirt. You can't see their eyes. This is the limitation of low-frequency radar. It provides detection, but not a weapons-grade track. The wavelength is so long, sometimes meters long, that the return signal is a fuzzy blob. A Russian radar operator might know an F-35 is somewhere in a 5-mile cubic box of airspace. But a missile needs to know where the jet is down to the meter. You cannot guide a missile with a blob. It's like trying to thread a needle while wearing boxing gloves. For years, this was the argument. Western analysts dismissed these radars as early warning annoyances. They argued that even if the enemy knows we are there, they can't shoot us. But that argument assumes the enemy is stupid. It assumes they will try to shoot using only the radar on the ground. The nightmare scenario, the $2 trillion problem, isn't one radar. It is data fusion. The big, clumsy VHF radar doesn't need to kill the F-35. It just needs to tell a high-speed drone or a hidden infrared sensor exactly where to look. The VHF radar finds the haystack. The other sensors find the needle. Once that handoff happens, the stealth advantage is gone. The pilot is no longer a ghost. They are just a slow, heavy target in an aircraft that traded speed and maneuverability for an invisibility cloak that has essentially been stripped away. If you think this is all theoretical physics and whiteboard strategy, you need to look at the wreckage in a field in Bujanovci, Serbia. In 1999, the United States was flying the F-117 Nighthawk over Yugoslavia. This was the Hopeless Diamond, the first generation of stealth. It was supposed to be untouchable, but commanding the opposing air defense battery was a man named Zoltan Dani. He didn't have supercomputers. He didn't have AI. He had a P-18 radar, Soviet technology from the 1960s. Zoltan Dani knew the physics we just talked about. He knew that his low-frequency VHF radar could faintly detect the F-117 when the American pilots got arrogant and flew predictable routes. He modified his radar to operate at the lowest possible frequency. He waited. He watched the faint fuzz on his screen. And then, he waited for the pilot to make a mistake. When the F-117 opened its bomb bay doors to drop a weapon, its radar signature spiked. It ceased to be a smooth, angled shape and became a jagged, reflective cavity. Zoltan Dani fired 2 missiles. One missed. The second blew the wing off the Nighthawk. The pilot ejected, and the wreckage of America's most secret technology was paraded on international television. The Serbians famously put up posters saying, "Sorry, we didn't know it was invisible." That was 1999. Zoltan Dani did that with vacuum tubes and paper charts. Today, the systems hunting the F-35 are digital, networked, and powered by artificial intelligence. The stakes have shifted from losing a single jet to losing an entire war. This brings us to the modern battlefield and the specific machines designed to kill the F-35. Russia has deployed a system called the Nebo-M. It is not just a radar, it is a radar complex. It looks like a carnival ride from hell, multiple massive trucks carrying different types of spinning antennas. The genius of the Nebo-M is that it automates the handoff process we discussed earlier. It combines 3 different frequency bands into one network. First, the VHF component scans hundreds of kilometers of sky. It exploits the resonance effect to find the stealth jets. Second, it passes that rough location to a UHF radar, which refines the picture. Finally, it cues an X-band radar to focus all its energy on that specific spot to get a missile lock. The Russian manufacturer, Almaz-Antey, claims this system can detect the F-35 at ranges of up to 600 kilometers. Even if that number is exaggerated propaganda, and let's assume it's double the reality, detecting an F-35 at 300 kilometers is a catastrophe for the US Air Force. The F-35's main advantage is that it can see the enemy before the enemy sees it. If the Nebo-M works, that advantage is erased. The F-35 is detected before it is even within range to fire its own missiles. It turns the hunter into the hunted. So, is the F-35 a waste of money? Is the era of stealth over? Not exactly. The United States is fully aware of this vulnerability. In fact, the Pentagon is spending billions more to fix it. But to survive against these new radars, the US Air Force is having to change how it fights. They are developing a strategy that relies on 3 critical layers: stand-in jamming, decoy saturation, and ultimately the loyal wingman concept. Let's look at why the first 2 aren't enough on their own. Jamming is simply blasting noise at the enemy radar, but modern anti-stealth radars are smart. They can burn through simple noise or switch frequencies instantly. Decoys are great, missiles that pretend to be planes, but you have a limited supply. Once you run out of decoys, the real jets are vulnerable again. This is why the 3rd layer, the loyal wingman, is the only way to save the F-35. The Air Force is building collaborative combat aircraft. These are unmanned drones that fly alongside the F-35. The strategy is simple. You cannot kill what you cannot distinguish. If a VHF radar sees a blob, the F-35 pilot sends a drone racing forward. The drone carries a powerful electronic warfare pod. It flies right into the teeth of the enemy air defense, screaming electronic noise at close range. This is stand-in jamming. It doesn't just hide the F-35, it blinds the radar completely. The F-35 stays back, acting as the quarterback, while the drones take the risk. The enemy radar operator sees chaos, static, and ghost targets. In that confusion, the F-35 fires its missiles and leaves. The solution to the $2 trillion problem isn't a better plane. It's buying the plane a bodyguard. But just as the US develops these drones, the goalposts are moving again. there is a new technology emerging that might be even more dangerous than the giant VHF radars. It's called Passive Coherent Location, or PCL. Every radar we have discussed so far is active. It works like a flashlight. It sends out a pulse and waits for the reflection. But sending out a pulse is dangerous. It tells the F-35 where you are. The F-35's computer can analyze that pulse, locate the radar, and blow it up. Passive radar is different. It is the silence in the dark. It doesn't emit any signal. Instead, it relies on the electromagnetic smog that already fills our atmosphere. FM radio stations, digital TV signals, cellular networks. When an F-35 flies through the air, it disturbs these background waves. It creates a shadow or a disturbance in the FM radio field. A passive radar system, like the Czech-made Vera NG, simply listens for these disturbances. It triangulates the jet based on how it messes up the local pop music radio station. Because the radar isn't emitting a signal, the F-35's sophisticated warning systems don't know it's there. The pilot gets no warning, no beep in the helmet, no red light on the dashboard. They are being tracked by the environment itself. China has reportedly integrated these passive sensors into their coastal defense grid. They are creating a multi-static web, active radars, passive sensors, and satellites all talking to each other. Against a single radar, stealth wins. Against a network, the math starts to look very bad for the pilot. If radio waves and passive sensors weren't enough, the final frontier of anti-stealth technology sounds like science fiction. Both China and the United States are racing to develop quantum radar. This technology uses entangled photons. The radar splits a photon into two particles. It keeps one at the base and shoots the other one into the sky. If the signal photon hits a stealth jet and bounces back, it will be incredibly faint, buried in the background noise of the atmosphere. A normal computer would miss it. But because of quantum entanglement, the radar can check the returning photon against the particle it kept at the base. It's like having a password. Even if the F-35 tries to jam the radar by blasting fake photons back, the quantum radar will know they are fake because they don't have the matching quantum state. Quantum radar would render current jamming technology useless. It would make stealth mathematically impossible. While this tech is still in the lab, China claimed in 2024 to have made significant breakthroughs in single photon detection. If they field this technology, the $2 trillion investment in the F-35 stealth coating becomes worthless overnight. So where does this leave us? Is the F-35 a failure? No. But the era of invincibility is over. For 30 years, the United States owned the night. Pilots could fly with impunity, knowing they were untouchable ghosts. That psychological safety blanket has been ripped away. The future of air warfare isn't about one jet hiding from one radar. It is a high-speed, high-stakes game of cat and mouse played at the speed of light. It's about who has the better AI, who has the better jamming, who can fuse data faster. The F-35 is no longer a ghost. It is a warrior in a knife fight. The $2 trillion didn't buy us permanent safety. It bought us a ticket to the next round of the arms race. And as radars get smarter, bigger, and quieter, the margin for error is shrinking. The question isn't whether the F-35 is visible. The question is, can it survive the 10 seconds after it's found? Because in modern warfare, 10 seconds is a lifetime. And right now, the clock is ticking.